Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's just make sure the audio is working. Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. Welcome back. Hello, Peter. Hello, Velvet Rope. Hello, Hidden Agendas. And everybody else in chat, I hope you are doing really well. We are back. This stream is 24 hours late because the laptop stopped working yesterday around about this time, so we couldn't stream. But not to worry, everything is back to normal now. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about the GateIO $1 million airdrop. If you hold GT, you are able to access power tokens. You will be able to farm them in two separate different ways. So what we're going to talk about today then, we're going to talk about power and the event. We're also going to briefly look at cat gold mining. Now, this is something which is ongoing. It hasn't started today, it started yesterday, so we are 24 hours late for this. And what we're going to try and do today is go through as much of it as we can. Kishan has just come into chat. Good afternoon to you, sir. And what we're going to go through then, in order, we're going to go through the $1 million event. We're going to talk about power. We're going to have a look at their website and their socials. We're going to talk about Cat Gold, have a look at their website as well. Then we're going to very briefly go over GT mining, and I'm going to give you, as always, my conclusion on what I think about this. Very quickly, let me start this on the left-hand side. And hopefully that should start counting down any time now. Or it should be counting down. There we go. There we go. So we're all with it. Yeah, good morning to you all, or good afternoon, wherever you are. I think Peter is in Australia. Good afternoon, Peter. It's been a while since I spoke to you, probably November time. So for those of you that are new to GateIO, welcome. There are links underneath the video or the live stream, sorry, on YouTube for you to come over and actually have a look and sign up to GateIO. There's lots of reasons to come over to GateIO, one of which is, of course, this $1 million airdrop. The second is, of course, to follow your favorite streamers, Crypto Warehouse over here. Now, I think the last time we went through GateIO and the token launch and airdrop section, I think it was back in November, and it has changed. Okay, there are some new added benefits to it now, and all of these benefits are unlocked if you hold GT token. Now, GT token, that's the native token of GateIO. I think the price now has skyrocketed. It's about $18 for a GT token. I was buying it, I think, in November for about $5 or $6. So it really has gone up in value. So buying the token, obviously we can't guarantee that it goes up in price, but we can say, based on our own experience, that it is accumulating value as we go through the bull run. And maybe, who knows, we will see a higher price for it towards the end of the bull run. But let's get into the show then. Let's get into the main headline of what we're here to talk about. And that is, of course, this event. This is the Powerloom GateIO Startup Initial Offering. Hold GT and claim $1 million of this airdrop. GateIO will list Powerloom. That's the main token we're going to talk about, as well as CAT. And that will start trading on the 10th of January, which, as far as I'm aware, is tomorrow. To reward our users and GT holders, you can participate in a startup to share $1 million worth of power tokens for free. Don't miss the chance to claim this bonus. Now, of course, one of the things, or one of the reasons you want to hold GT token is your VIP level. VIP 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you will get more and more airdrops the more you hold. And of course, the more value you hold on GateIO, the more tokens you'll get as well. Now, holding GT tokens, you need a minimum of 10 tokens to claim a GT airdrop, but you only need $10 on GateIO to claim some of the airdrops. So this is the breakdown. There's two elements to this prize draw. The first one is the GT Holders exclusive airdrop. This is $200,000. This runs from yesterday until tomorrow. The supply is 869,000 power. So that works out roughly about 25 cents per power token. And it unlocks 100%. You can get involved by holding 10 GT, which at this moment in time is about $180 worth of GT token. You hold that and you'll be able to claim some of this prize. If you hold less than 10, but have at least $10 in spot assets, you can enter a lucky draw. A portion of lucky users will randomly be selected. So even if you don't have the $180 worth of GT and you've got $10 on the platform, you will be able to take part in this. Now, the second part to this is the mining, where you can stake to earn. Now, this is where the majority of the rewards are. This is where the $800,000 of power is to be claimed. And this starts again yesterday and finishes on the 15th. So this runs a little further on into next week. And again, 100% unlocks. And as you're mining these, they are unlocking and you're getting them into your wallet. We'll show you all of that in a minute. The system will distribute token rewards to users' spot accounts every hour based on the proportion of assets staked by each user. The new users have a staking pool as well as everybody else. And this is the breakdown. I would recommend going and following this guide. I'm not going to take you through each screenshot. It really isn't that important. But I'm going to take you over to the startup section anyway, so you can have a look at that. There's plenty of notes down here. The project information is down here. We're going to go and have a look at that in a minute, as well as the risk warning when we go over and look at Powerloom. Now, first off, I think this is the largest airdrop, or the largest value airdrop I have ever seen on GateIO. Normally, they are $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 worth of tokens, sometimes as low as $60,000. So a $1 million airdrop is pretty significant. And I think this is the direction that GateIO are going. And I think, not financial advice, holding GT token, a small amount of GT token to unlock these rewards is going to be beneficial to you in the long term. So that's the first thing I would recommend today. Now we can move on to have a look at this. Now, if you're new to the startup section, you very quickly go to the little spinny icon next to the GateIO logo, and you'll see the various different sections on GateIO. The first one on there is startup, and that is where you want to go first to see what you can get your hands on. And this is the token launch and airdrop. Now, there's 3 sections to startup. We're not going to focus too much on the startup tasks today because we've done that before, but you have the startup mining as well as startup. And down here, you'll see power. We're going to have a look at this in a minute. But first, we're going to start off with having a look at this one here. Now, this is the top ranked token at the minute. This is the one where you can stake your tokens. Let me go back to it. Here we go. So this is the one where you can subscribe. As you can see, I am already subscribed to this. And this is in progress. There is 16 hours left. That's it for you to take part. Let me very quickly go and check. Remember, if you are new here, give us a follow. Also, subscribe to the channel. We've done a red envelope over on GateIO. That's going to activate probably in about 20 minutes time, 15 minutes time. That's basically free cash from us to thank you for coming to watch. Now, this is Powerloom, the first of the 2 tokens. This is the offering. As you can see, there's been 71,271 supporters of this channel. That is severely oversubscribed. That is the amount of available shares for me because I have 24 or 25 GT. So I'm going to claim 2 shares of this. And as you can see, my VIP level currently is 4. It should have been 5, but the market has corrected to the downside in the last 48 hours. So, of course, we've taken a little bit of a dive. Now, let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see. First of all, risk warning. This applies to both Powerloom and to Cat Gold. So the startup project is still in its initial stage. Factors including the operation and underlying tech of the project and other related regulatory activities might contribute to significant risks. Advanced technological and financial knowledge is required to understand and evaluate the inherent risks of crypto asset investment. The volatility of the market is high and the price of the token, I need to speak to them about their grammar on here, might fluctuate due to technical, regulatory and marketing factors. And finally, users may not be able to withdraw all the purchased tokens due to technical reasons of the project or GateIO. Now, one thing to bear in mind, everything we go through on this channel, there is inherent risk with everything, whether that be Bitcoin or Powerloom. As we have seen in the last 24 or 48 hours, Powerloom could launch tomorrow and go up 500%. The following day, it could come down 300%. When tokens launch, especially tokens via a centralized exchange like GateIO, there's a lot of there's a lot of buying and selling going on. Okay, the volume is a lot higher than talking about a token that's been around for 5 or 6 months. So the price volatility on day 1 or day 2 of these tokens is a lot higher than it is in subsequent weeks. So bear that in mind. If you are looking to invest in Powerloom or Cat Gold or anything else on any platform, the first 24, 48, 72 hours, they are the most volatile as the token finds its natural price. Now, that's not to say this is a good or a bad investment. That's just what happens with the majority of tokens. We saw this the other day with one of the tokens that was launched on GateIO. It went up 5,000% in one day. Okay, these things can happen. I'm not saying every token will go up 5,000%, but these things can certainly happen. Now then, moving down. Powerloom is the composable data network ensuring hassle-free access to reliable, verifiable on-chain insights for consumers in Web3. Power is the native gas token and it fuels the activities in the ecosystem. So this is a utility token more than anything else. Swaroop is the founder. He is a seasoned entrepreneur with 2 decades of experience building technology ventures. He has been focused on Web3 and blockchain infrastructure since 2017, so he's been around now for almost 8 years, and is the co-founder and CEO of Powerloom, creating a decentralized data layer for trustless insights. Previously, he co-founded BlockVigil, an API gateway handling over 1 billion calls daily on Matic and Polygon, generating 2 million. Decent, very decent, and he's got a track record in the industry. So all of this is good. Now, this is the information for the startup. As you can see here, 869,000 power will be unlocked. And again, we're going to go through the website in a minute, but this is the breakdown. If you don't want to go and have a look at the website, you don't want to have a look at Powerloom, head over to GateIO, and on this page here, you're going to find the overview of the project and the tokenomics. So you're going to find out what the CEO is about, what the project is about, then have a little bit of a breakdown of what the project aims to do, technology, token overview, everything else. So that's Powerloom. But I think before we go on to have a look at the second project we're going to look at today, let's go and have a look at the website of Powerloom, just so you can see that it exists and see what you think. Right, give me 1 second to have a look and make sure. So this is the composable data network for Web3, empowering builders to unlock rich data applications within Web3. Now, we're not going to deep dive into this too much because we don't have a lot of time. We're looking at 2 projects and, of course, the $1 million giveaway on GateIO. So again, we can't spend an hour on this as we would normally do if we looked at one project, but we're going to have a look. So this is the 3 tenets of Powerloom: composable, consumer-backed, and flexible. And again, we don't want to deep dive too much into this. Powerloom ensures the reliability of every requested data point through consensus-backed data points anchored by cryptographic proofs. This allows you to utilize flexible data markets and start building confidently. So there's an element of chain link, there's an element of Pyth involved with this, because of course the majority of markets are now powered by Pyth or Chainlink. There are a few others out there as well, such as the Graph. So I think there is always going to still be room for the likes of this project. Just making sure that the sound is still on. So these are the core features of the project: efficiently deploy data applications, flexible, extensible, and on-demand data points, verifiable and validated composable data sets. Further down here, deploy snapshotter nodes with one click. Uniswap v2 data market, very nice. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with a lot of this. Now, what I would recommend that you do with any of these projects is head over to X. X is the platform where they will keep people up to date, keep you aware of what they're up to. And again, I would highly recommend following these projects. Now, don't just go to X or Google and try and follow them from there. You want to go directly from their website, because there are tens of imposters for every project. So as you can see, just to double check, they have 34,500 followers. The Composable Data Network for Web3, empowering builders to unlock rich data applications. So this is how you find them. You go straight from their website to here. And again, down here, you're going to see all of the information about the project. Unlocking, again, there's AMAs down here. The one thing you want to do with these projects is you want to make sure that you watch 15 minutes, half an hour of their AMAs and get a feel for the project. You don't need to know the ins and outs of every element of this, but you do need to be able to follow it and understand what they're talking about. Now, this is the exciting news. GateIO supports Powerloom L2 when power unlocks on January the 10th, which is tomorrow, 9 a.m. UTC, which I think is about 10 or 11 our time. The Gate users can directly interact with our L2 without paying high transfer fees on Ethereum. It's another step towards the smooth, accessible UX. And there you go. There is the news that we're talking about, the GateIO Powerloom, the $1 million giveaway on GateIO. And again, there's an awful lot down here for you to get into. And again, I'm just very wary that we're going to run out of time. So make sure to go and check out X. Make sure to go and check out their website. They have obviously all the information you need about the ecosystem is in here. Validators, snapshotters, watchers, the DAO, signalers, consumers, plenty of things in there to keep you occupied and help you understand a little bit more about the project. Now, if we've got time, we are going to come and look at this again towards the end, but I'm just concerned that we run short of time. Now, before we go, very quickly, these are some of the partners of Powerloom. You have the Polygon, ZK EVM, Zero Knowledge EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. You've got Bungee, built by Socket. You have Owl2 Finance. You have QuickSwap. You have Safe Wallet. And again, we can go down, have a look at the events that they are taking part in when this website loads. And these are the past events. They've been attending events all year. Okay, let's leave it at that. So that's Powerloom in a nutshell. Again, to get to Powerloom, you go to Startup, which takes us to the page that we've just been on. Then the second element of Powerloom is startup mining. So we've seen about $200,000 in startup. Startup mining is the second part, which has the larger number of tokens. And this has got the almost 2.9 million power tokens. This is going to run for 7 days. You can stake your GT here and earn 76%. You can stake USDT here and earn almost 80%. So there's 21.7 million USD locked in here and 1.6 million GT locked in here. Now, just to give you some comparisons, if you lock away your GT, you're getting 10% APR on staking. That gives you GT2. If you lock away your USDT at the minute on GateIO, you are getting between 10 and 15%, which is excellent. But sticking your USDT in here and getting almost 80%, that is exceptional. Okay, so consider if you've already got GT or USDT on GateIO, consider putting it in here for a week. You still have almost 6 days worth of rewards to get. And more than likely, after this stream, I am going to be putting USDT and GT into these two pools. I haven't done it yet, simply because I haven't got round to it. Now, you should be able to see the other project that we're about to talk about on Startup, which we're going to have a look at in a minute. But just to give you an idea, let's say you want to stake USDT. You press the stake button. This gives you the amount here. If I took my if I took my earned USDT out of here and put it in there, I would do that, tick the box and press confirm. That's all you have to do. Now, at the end, so in 6 days' time, when your funds are finished with, if you check this box, your USDT will go back into Simple Earn, where mine currently is. So even though you're taking it out of Simple Earn to do this, the second this finishes, it puts it straight back into Simple Earn for you. And that tricked me for the first few times that I saw it, because I didn't know where it was. Again, I haven't got GT, I've got GT2, which is the staked version of GT. So I've only got 0.15. So I suppose I could put that in here just to show you. 0.15. I put that in there. I press this button and that is staked. So I'm now earning 76% APR for those 6 days and so many hours on that. That is all you have to do. It is super easy. I've said this before about mining. It sounds really complicated, but it really isn't. You are basically staking an asset, and it happens to be more than just USDT and GT. If you go down here, you can stake Flock in this example. If I click some more, you can see Soon. You can stake Soon or GT. Down here, you can stake for Eli's. You can earn GT, which I'm currently on, I believe. There we go. Again, there's plenty of them down here. So depending on the project, depends on what tokens you can stake. The majority of these tokens, like Powerloom, it will be GT and it will be USDT. There are others where you can stake Ethereum, you can stake Bitcoin, or you can stake the native token, which is Power. So in most instances, just having some assets on GateIO will allow you to access these. Now remember, there's no risk to your GT and there's no risk to your USDT by staking them in here, because they're not leaving the platform. If you've got GT, like I've just done, I had 0.15 sitting in my current account, if you want to call it that. That's just the interest that I've been earning from different assets that I have staked. And it's just sitting there doing nothing. And that might be the case with your USDT. Maybe you haven't got USDT in Simple Earn. You come here, you stake it, and it earns you that API. Now, that is exceptionally high, as I said before. If you stake in Simple Earn, you can get 10%, 15%. So that's pretty good. But anyway, that is all you have to do to take part in both of the Powerloom giveaways. You can subscribe from the startup section, which is here, subscribed, and Then secondly, you can go to mining and you can stake it here. Now, just to remind you of the number that we're talking about here, this is $1 million, okay? And it is risk-free. If you already hold GT token, it is risk-free. You don't lose your GT token. You're not going to transfer it to another blockchain or anything like that. It stays within the site. So it's completely risk-free. Obviously, there is inherent risk in holding GT token because it can go up as well as going down. And as I've told you at the start, we were buying this token, the GT token, at $5 or $6 in November. It's now at $18. So it has appreciated in value quite a lot. So that is the Power token. That is all you have to do. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go and have a look at this next one, which is Cat Gold. And Cat Gold is the second project that we're going to look at today. And again, we've got to keep this quite snappy because we don't want to run out of time. We're already 25, 30 minutes into the stream. This was the second one. Now, this is live. This was the one I was going to try and catch yesterday. Unfortunately, the laptop blew up. This is a new laptop. I am kind of okay. Camera isn't quite right on it, but we're kind of there. So Cat Gold Miner, this had nearly 83,000 people. It was oversubscribed. I had 200 shares in this because I was VIP 4. VIP 5 gives you 400, not 200. So I was VIP 4, that gave me 200 shares. And again, you can now trade this token. So this token is now live on the platform. And we're going to go and have a look at their website in a minute to see if it's something you want to get invested in. Again, risk warning on the left-hand side. It's the same risk warning for Powerloom as it is for Cat Gold. So you don't need to, I don't need to read that twice to you. Now, Cat Gold. Cat Gold is a leading play-to-earn Telegram mini app game with over 10 million active users. It has won multiple prestigious competitions, including the top 1 spot at the Open League Hackathon and ranking in the top 3 NFTs on Get Gems. With a total trading volume of $400,000, the game was recognized in Somewhere Else with 250,000 daily active users. So this is another in the line of Hamster. We've looked at a few other play-to-earn, tap-to-earn games, Telegram games on here. I think this is about the 4th or the 5th one that we have reviewed. And again, very quickly, we're going to do a deep dive on this because there is no need to look at the startup section because it's live. So this is a very nice website. It is a cat and it clearly mines gold. I don't think we need to be rocket scientists to work that one out now, do we? Give me 1 second. I'm just going to try and keep an eye on chat. Make sure I don't miss anybody. So if you're wondering why I keep looking down at my phone, it's because I'm looking at the GateIO chat. See if we've got any messages. Remember, if you are new here, give us a follow. If you've got any questions about any of the projects or mining or the startup section, just ask and we will be more than happy to answer your questions. Now the app just needs to work. We're going to go and have a look at this in a second once I get into GateIO again, and I can go and have a look at any questions that you may have. There we go. Turn the volume down so we don't overspeak. There we go. Okay, so if you've got any questions and you're on GateIO, ask away in chat and I will answer you. There are so many people logging in and out of chat that I haven't been able to catch any of your messages, but at least you're there. So then, what is new? This is the new section of Cat Gold. This is the leaderboards, Cat Gold Miner, where perfectly adorable meets perfectly profitable. This is the breakdown of how good they are. They are top 4 in ton, 7 million players in game, top 1 on the Open League, which we've just told you about, 350,000 members on the Telegram group, 1.3 subscribers on the announcements, and 500,000 daily active users. And this is a little bit about them. Cat Gold Miner, where perfectly adorable meets, we've read this bit, simple token mining, play to earn mechanism, viral social features, quests, beginner-friendly products, advanced functions, and smooth integration with Ton. And it is built on the Open Network, which is Ton. That's what Ton stands for. And this is the blind box, which you can purchase for various prices, which we're not going to do. Here are the NFTs, the breakdown of the NFTs. If you're wondering why we're going so quickly, we don't want to run out of time. We have a lot to get through, and we don't have an awful lot of time to get through it. So this is the NFT land. These are the tokens that you have. Then you have the cats. And then you have a little bit of the breakdown of the tokenomics. This is what we like to see. So for tokenomics, 40% airdrop and ecosystem, 5% launch pool, 5% liquidity, 20% to the team. Why does that look so much bigger? That launch pool and liquidity have got different sizes and both say 5%. 20% for the team, 10% for the treasury, 10% for the foundation, and 10% for the VCs. So again, reasonable. I would say that's about average for a play to earn game. And remember, one of the things that I always stress about play to earn games is the value of the token is normally top left to bottom right. So what I mean by that is that gaming tokens are emissions-based tokens. So if you are farming these types of games, my non-financial advice is to farm them and convert them into GT, or farm them and convert them into USDT. That's what I would do. There have been many examples of play-to-earn games, tap-to-earn games, where the token might start off at 10 cents, 15 cents, and then simply break down. And then the token goes to 1 cent or half a cent. So bear that in mind with any of the games like this. They do tend to go down in value over time. That doesn't mean you shouldn't play the game. That doesn't mean you shouldn't farm the token. It doesn't mean you shouldn't enjoy playing the game. All it means is that as more and more of these tokens are emitted, the value of them falls. That's all I am saying. Excuse me. There we go. Right then. So you have your miner, you have your manager, you have your land, and then it is backed by those partners there. The listing partners are on there. These are the community partners over here. Lots and lots of people. So this is a pretty big and impressive game. And these are the pioneers. These are the people that help promote the project. And again, we don't need to talk about this too much more. The roadmap is useful to look at. Let's make that a little bit bigger so we can actually see it. So it started at the 12th of May. Ran all the way through. We are now in Q1 2025. That's the ecosystem launch. That's what we're talking about on here. Q2, partnerships with IP owners and NFT collections. That's obviously going to be coming in March, April. Oh no, sorry, April, May, June this year. And then Q3 and Q4, multiplayer online game, idle game, and strategy game. So good to see. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say this is, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. This is a very clear and concise website. It's a lot better than the majority of tap-to-earn, play-to-earn games that I have seen. A lot of them are cash grabs or get enough people in and then dump all the tokens on you. So this looks pretty good. I'm very impressed by this website. And again, we're not going to spend too long looking at all of this, simply because we don't have a lot of time. But one thing I forgot, which we need to look at, is we need to go and have a look at the X account. Remember, as I keep saying, if you want to follow these projects, the best thing to do is go and follow them on X. It's good to follow them on GateIO. It's good to follow them directly via the website notifications. But if they have competitions, airdrops, NFT giveaways, you're going to find that out through X. So you want to come over here, 386,000, pretty good numbers. Again, 10 hours ago, are you ready for a flight to the moon with Cat Gold? The countdown is almost over. In a few hours, the TGE happens, and that was today. Secure your Cat Gold tokens now and burn your NFT vouchers before it's too late, and there we go. So this has just happened. Let's complete the combo daily cards to claim 10 million gold or 4 hours offline earning. And there we go. So again, go and follow them over on X. Make sure that you check out their project on GateIO, which I will bring back up again. And again, this is something which we don't normally do 2 or 3 different reviews in one stream, but we're going to make an exception in this regard, simply because we are trying to play catch up. Yesterday, we didn't manage to stream. It was a bit of a damp squid. So back to this website. If we click trade now, just to give you an idea, this will show you the token price. Now, as you can see, the token has launched today, and I believe one of 2 things is going to happen. It's going to absolutely spike, or it's going to absolutely tank. That is what normally happens. There you go. So this was the price. Token has gone live. If we make this a shorter term, let's go to the 1 minute, just so we can see. Now, what you will tend to find with these tokens is they will find a bottom around here, okay? And this is what I was saying to you before about token launches. So if we go back up to the 1 hour, just to give me some room. What you'll tend to find with tokens that launch is they will get to launch day. If we move over here, and they will do one of 2 things. They will do this, okay, and find a bottom, or they will do this, okay, and that will be the time to sell. And then over a period of maybe 6-8 weeks, they will find a bottom and start to go up if the project is a valid project. So with Cat Gold, what you are seeing is you are seeing it instantly, almost instantly, I would say, find a local bottom, which is here. And again, the other thing to bear in mind about looking at Cat Gold or anything else to do with this. Hello, I can't. OPN coin. Oh, this coin is Cat Gold. Sorry, I forgot. This screen is blocking it off, isn't it? This is Cat Gold. So we are looking at the Cat Gold project, and I am basically trying to explain the 2 different ways a token can go live. You can't see it because I have my date in the top left-hand corner, but it is Cat Gold. Let's just type this in here so you can see. And make this a bit bigger. Well, that is unreadable, but there you go. Let's just change this to white. There we go. Okay. That should be a little bit more visible for everybody now. So then, Cat Gold. As I said, the problem that you have with a token go live is the way that the token is released. If the token is an airdrop, you tend to see this type of action, okay? That's the type of action you see with an airdrop, because a lot of people will have been farming the airdrop to then sell. So you see this type of action. There are other types, such as when Dupe airdropped, Pith airdropped, and what you saw was the same thing again. You saw Jupiter do this, over a period of 3 months, and it stayed down here below. I think it was down to about 45 cents was when I was buying dupe. Now, I am not saying for 1 minute that cat gold is suddenly going to rocket to the moon. What would happen next, in my eyes, is cat gold has done its TGE. You've seen the downward pressure in the last few hours, and it's now starting to pick back up. What I would expect from cat gold in the next 72 to 96 hours is a press release on the next steps, the next NFT project, the next element of the game, the next reason to accumulate this token. Can you go and buy NFTs with cat gold? If it's going to be a project that's going to have longevity, then it needs to do some press releases. We've also seen it with Pengu. Pengu was launched by Pudgy Penguins. That absolutely tanked. And now we're seeing it move back up to all-time highs. If cat gold is going to do the same thing, then I can't give price targets on a coin that's been out since, what are we, for 4 hours. But what I would say is I would watch this chart to see if it starts to do this, or if it gets back to this price and starts to do this. If you see it get back to this, let's put this in here. So let's put that line in there, okay? Change the color so we can see it. Right, that is, let's call it the launch price. If this token goes back and gets rejected, I would expect it to put in a lower low. If it breaks this price, which is 0.2 cents, we'll call it that, then if we see this, then it's going to go up. Where to? I don't know. It's been live, like I said, for 3.5 hours. I don't know. But as I said when we were looking at the website, any tap to earn or play to earn game at the beginning is going to see a sell-off. That's because it's airdropped to everybody. They're sending it to GateIO. They're sending it to the exchange to sell. And what you're doing now is you're finding people who want to invest in cat gold that are buying down here. So they're buying at 0.12. If it goes back to 0.2, they'll have made 90% profit in maybe a few hours. That's a really good return. Now, I'm not saying go and buy it now. I'm just telling you what I would expect to happen from this token. Right then, what we're going to do now, how long do we have left? I'm very worried. We have 19 minutes left, absolutely perfect. So what we're going to do now, that's cat gold, by the way. Cat gold is the token on the screen. What I'm going to do now is, because this is the main event really, this is the one thing I want you all to take away from this. And that is this, okay? I said at the start of the show, I think, let's make it a bit bigger so it fits on the screen better. I think this is the biggest giveaway from a startup section that GateIO has ever done. And I think this is the direction that GateIO are going in. And that is to create loyalty and stickability. I can't mention other exchanges for obvious reasons because we're streaming this on GateIO on YouTube. But what reason have you got to use another centralized exchange? The ones that come to my mind, they only reward you for trading. They only reward you for bringing in new customers. They only reward you for leverage trading. Okay, that's what they do. They don't give you anything for your loyalty. And this is where GateIO, I think, stands out from the crowd. And if you think I'm just saying that, you can. But I don't tend to say things for the sake of it. I am on 4 different exchanges. 2 of them offer me nothing in terms of being a loyal customer. GateIO, every week, gives me a reason to log in and trade my tokens through GateIO. Now, I don't trade a lot. I am a hodler. I hodl my Bitcoin and my Ethereum. But when my Ethereum unlocked, which was in November, I had 3 options of where to send it. The two other exchanges didn't give me anything for sending my Ethereum to them, whereas sending my Ethereum to GateIO gives me VIP4, and it gives me the opportunity to earn passively GT token and all of these startup tokens. So where am I going to send my Ethereum or my Bitcoin or my crypto? I'm going to send it to GateIO. Now, they haven't tried to put my arm up my back and tell me to send it to them. They give me the incentives, and then I use my knowledge to decide where else should I send them other than here. And that's what I'm saying. I think their rewards for being loyal outweigh anything anybody else can give you. You hold GT token, you get GT staking, you get the startups, you get the startup mining. If you're VIP 3, 4, 5, whatever it might be, you also get bigger and bigger rewards. And this is why I think this is the direction that they could be heading in. And that is these bigger and bigger airdrops. Now, a $1 million airdrop, as I said at the start, the smallest airdrop I think I've seen is about $50,000 or $60,000. The biggest one I've seen is maybe $300,000 or $400,000. So this is by far, I think, the biggest airdrop that they have ever done. And there's two parts to this airdrop. Again, something that we haven't really seen before. We've seen them not be concurrent. We've seen them happen one after the other. And the first one is the GT holder exclusive, $200,000. You have between January the 8th and tomorrow to earn 869,000 power. 100% of that is unlocked. And again, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you unlock it? Just like I said, I'm just trying to keep an eye on chats, making sure I can see everything. Kishana said, both ways, up or down, holding GT is giving good results. I think I'm very, very reserved when it comes to suggesting holding tokens, because outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Solana, you've got to be very careful. And one of the things that we recommend on our streams is that you hold tokens associated with projects that generate revenue. Now, we talk a lot about DEXs, decentralized exchanges. We talk about aggregators. We talk about Jupiter. We talk about Uniswap. We talk about Aerodrome. We talk about quite a few different ones. The other element to that is holding exchange tokens, such as GT, because if GateIO are going to reward people via their promotions, they're going to reward the holders of their tokens, which is GT. Now, hopefully Kishan got in at the same time as us and managed to get himself, a few GT, because I think ideally you want to be holding 10, and that would have meant $50 or $60 in November. That's now $180. I don't know what it's going to be in 5 or 6 months' time, but the trajectory through a bull run towards the end of the bull run is that the price will go up. Who knows where it will go? $30, $40, $50. We don't know where the GT token price will go. But holding it gives you two lots of rewards. It gives you the reward from the startup section, 10 GT minimum. If you don't hold 10 GT tokens, but you have $10 on the platform, then you are still given an opportunity to enter a lucky prize draw. Secondly, you have your mining. This is $800,000 worth of power. This began yesterday and runs until the 15th of January. So this runs for an entire week, and the breakdown is on here. You can stake your USDT, you can stake your GT. It shows you the total rewards, the hourly rewards cap, things like that. And again, the rewards are given to you hourly, okay? You get them each and every hour. And down below this, by the way, which if you're on GateIO, you're going to see this anyway. If you're on YouTube and you want to see this link, I will hopefully be able to link this to you later on. I can put it into our Telegram group. This is how you participate in the startups, which we're going to go through in a minute. So that's the prize. 1 million. Now, there's a load of notes down there. We don't need to look at those notes. What we're going to do now is very quickly recap on the 2 ways to enter power and get the power token. The GateIO logo next to that is a swirly thing, and you go to the startup section. The startup section is broken into 3 elements: startup, startup mining, and startup task. They are the 3 elements. Startup task is not part of what we're looking at today, but startup is. On here, you will see the very first one on startup you will see is Powerloom. Now remember, there's $1 million. There's about $200,000 in this section and $800,000 in startup mining, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Now, I, of course, am subscribed. I probably subscribed yesterday when I was going to make this stream. And if we go through here to the page, you will see this is in the startup subscription section. There's currently 71,852. That's gone up since we started the stream, probably from watching me. Why wouldn't they? Now, I have got 2 available shares because I have about 25 GT token on the platform. I only started accumulating GT in November or maybe October, so I didn't get enough. I really wanted to get to about 100 GT, which I didn't do because I'm trying to do it passively. But once you come in here, this button will say subscribe. Click to subscribe. You do that, and then you will be set to pending. This means, I move that up a little bit. This means that you have got your allocation prepared for you, and tomorrow you will be airdropped your power. And then in 19 hours, you will be able to start trading on this token, which is probably about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, maybe 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, you'll be able to trade this. And that is pretty much all you have to do for that. So give me 1 second to keep an eye on the chats. So that's one section. Like I said, down here as well, you have the risk warning. The project isn't live. There's still a chance that there could be a problem, whether through technology or regulation. There can be a problem getting access to the tokens. It can get delayed. It has happened in the past. So just be careful with that. The price can be volatile. As I showed you a minute ago with Cat Gold, when this token goes live, it's going to do one of 2 things. It's going to spike or it's going to dump. If it dumps, it will find its local bottom. If it pumps, it will find its local top. Both of them are an opportunity for you to trade. If you see the price spike, like it did yesterday with that other token that was airdropped on GateIO, it went up 5,000% in a day. I, of course, sold because that was a serious pump. But if I was going to buy Powerloom and the price tanks, within 6 hours, 7 hours, it's going to find a bottom. Take that as a way to buy back in. Or if this project rips to the upside, 400 or 500% to the upside, consider selling the token, keeping the cash in USDT, seeing if it retraces. If it does, that's your opportunity to buy back in. So whether the price goes up or down, it gives you an opportunity to trade. That is the way I look at it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the way that you should look at it. You can be a long-term holder if you wish and just hold the token. That's fine. But if a token goes up 5,000% for me in a day, I'm going to sell it. If a token dumps 80 or 90% and I really like the token, I'm going to buy back in, like I did with Jupiter way back when. Jupiter launched January last year. It came down to 45 cents, 40 cents. I was DCAing in at 40, 45 cents. If you like this project, that is what you should be doing. So that's section 1, which is startup. The next section you have now, actually, just let me check how much time I have left. 7 minutes. Okay, 7 minutes left. Right, I better get a move on. So that's the startup section for Powerloom. But then the second part of this is the startup mining section. So remember, this $1 million is divided into startup and startup mining, 2 sections. running simultaneously. This is the second section. Now, as you can see, a short while ago during the stream, I staked the 0.15 GT that I had in my wallet. I've got the majority of my GT staked, so I've got GT2. That's what I'm using for the different projects. But if you have GT or USDT in your wallet and you are not doing anything with it, you stake it here. Now, the thing to bear in mind is this checkbox here. If you've got your USDT in Simple Earn and it's making you 10 or 15%, whatever it might be, you come along here, you type whatever amount is that you want to stake on here. Remember, it's paying you nearly 80%. That's not 80% for the week, that's 80% over the course of 365 days. So you're going to get pro rata 1/52nd of that. So you're going to earn 1.5%. You put $1,000 in here, you're going to get $15 worth of power at the end of this, for example. Now, this checkbox down here is what I mentioned to you before. Auto transfer the staked funds to Simple Earn when this staking ends. So if you've got your USDT in Simple Earn, take it out of Simple Earn, you put it in here, you tick that box, you press confirm. At the end of this 7-day period, this 5 days and 15 hours, at the end of this, it's going to go straight back into Simple Earn. You don't have to bother with it. Secondly, you can do the same thing with GT. Your funds are safe. They do not get gambled by investing in startup mining. You don't lose by being in startup mining. It's not a case of you putting in 20 GT, getting 76% APR, and then in a week's time getting 18 GT and a few tokens. You put in 20 GT, you get 20 GT back. You put in $1,000 in USDT, you get $1,000 back. There is no gambling or risk involved whatsoever in doing this, okay? Of course, there is a risk in the price of GT, but you can unstake at any time. You don't have to keep it in there. So if GT token tomorrow's goes from $18 to $100 and you think I need to sell a couple of my GT because that's a good return, you can unstake 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, sell it. It's not locked for the 6 days. It's not kept from you. You don't lose any of it. It's as simple as that. Now then, how long do I have left? Because I've got to keep my eye on it. I've got 4 minutes. Okay. Let me very quickly go over then the last part of this. Firstly, Cat Gold. If you've got the airdrop, which happened today, it looks like it's found its local bottom. So Cat Gold might appreciate in value over the next few hours and certainly get up to 0.2 cents, which was its opening price. That looks to be the case based on the chart that we've seen. So if you're going to sell, maybe look to sell at 0.2 cents. That looks not a bad price. Secondly, Powerloom, the biggest, as far as I remember, the biggest launch on GateIO, $1 million, 200,000 in startup, 800,000 in startup mining. It's a reasonable amount of money. Okay, you're not going to get all of that, you're not going to win it, but you're going to get your pro rata share. The APRs on them are 79, 80%, really good APRs. So what I would do if I was you, I would certainly go through startup and check that box. And then secondly, I would certainly go to mining and stake GT or USDT. The USDT is a no-brainer, in my opinion. You're going to get about 1.5% back for the week. So you stake $1,000, you're going to get $15 worth of power token. I don't see what there is to not want to do that. So I in terms of holding the tokens as well, so Cat Gold, I would look to sell at 0.2 cents. That's what I am going to do. That's not financial advice. Secondly, Powerloom, wait to see how it launches tomorrow. Wait to see what happens with the price. If you're a massive fan of this project, and a lot of people are fans of oracles and data tokens, then if the price retraces, that would be the time to buy in. If Powerloom spikes 100, 200, 300% tomorrow, I would look to sell, keep the funds in dollars, and then buy back in at a lower price. Nothing goes up forever. We are going to have a correction in January, as I've been saying on my streams now for a couple of weeks. We are going to have a correction in January, we're going to have one in May, and we're going to have one in September. So a January correction might bring us down to $82,000 Bitcoin. If that happens, all of these altcoins are going to go down as well. So remember to take profits along the way and sit on the sidelines with some cash. Don't sell out of all of your portfolio. But when tokens like this come along, if you're invested in them, you like them, and they pump, take a profit, hold it on the sideline, wait for that token to retrace, and then buy back in. That is what I would be looking at doing. Now then, let me just make sure I do not overrun and see if I've got any messages. I have a minute left. I suppose next thing to say then, I am going to be streaming again tomorrow. Thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. This is a new laptop. Everything went pear-shaped yesterday. Laptop died. This is a brand new laptop. It appears to be working okay. If I check the sound seems to be working okay. Thank you everybody. If you're new to here on GateIO, please give us a follow. Follow us on GateIO. We're trying to grow the channel as best we can. The more people follow us on GateIO, the more giveaways we do. We did a giveaway today. We did a red packet halfway through the stream. We will give away more red packets each and every time we do one of these streams. So make sure to give us a follow. Kishan, Peter, Hidden, Velvet, everybody that's been watching on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to come over to GateIO. There is one thing to mention. We have been nominated for one of the top streamer awards. Go and vote for us. I've put the tweet up on X. I've also put it in our Telegram group. If you vote for us, you've got a chance of winning prizes and a MacBook and things like that. So go and give us a vote. And if you haven't voted for us, why not go and vote for us? And why not win some free merch? Anyway, that is the end of the stream. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm glad to be back. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.